Hi, welcome back to episode of Brit Says, episode 4, and I have Keisha Charmaine with me, my friend. I just call her Keisha today, and you can follow her on Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is Keisha Charmaine as well, and Instagram. You got Twitter? Anything else?
Not really. Instagram and YouTube, Keisha Charmaine.
I think I put your Twitter on the thing already. Killer does that on Twitter and all that good stuff. You can introduce yourself, say any fun things you want the world to know about you.
Okay, well, it's almost my birthday. I'll be 28 in a couple days.
Shout out to being 28.
Boy, that's late 20s. Like, that's late 20s. I'm even...
Late 20s,
That feels
people.
weird saying that. I don't know if I'm ready for all of that. That's a commitment I'm not ready for. But...
Pisces season. Shout out to all the Pisces.
yes, that's all my fishies.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, anything else about me? Okay, I have an LLC, Love Light Locks LLC. That's my business. I have an online store, and I'm an influencer for natural hair, locks, beauty, things of that nature.
Yes, if you want any hair care tips, definitely check out her Instagram. Go on her YouTube channel. You can find her anywhere, and you definitely can check the description below and definitely learn so many things about her.
And if you need hair growth oils, check out my site,
Yes.
KeishaCharmaine.com.
So it's a lot. It's a lot going on, as you can see.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk about just having distractions in your life. This episode is called Stop Interrupting My Grinding, like in the Beyonce song. Because I feel like in life, it's so hard to have a balance between friends and family and relationships sometimes. And I feel like it's easy for us to get distracted sometimes. And I know for me, I can speak for me definitely, that I often get very distracted by everything. Like, I'll be like, I'm going to do this today, but then I kind of want to make sure that I'm still dedicating time to my friends, my family, and dating and other things. But I also have 100 other things to do. And you can also be distracted by work as well. So in an article called Distracted from Life, written by Mark Leary from Psychology Today, it says, our minds are often not on what we're doing, fortunately. The consequences are rarely as tragic as accidentally leaving a child in the car, but preoccupation takes a toll nonetheless. Although our self-preoccupation rarely has consequences as tragic as leaving a child in a hot car. So let me give you a brief on the article. The way he started the article, he talked about how like people will leave their kids in the car and we think it's because they don't care about their kids or they're negligent, but usually they just get so distracted with everything that's going on outside of their life that's why they did it. And sometimes they said it's rare, but it happens. And he was giving up, that was a very big example, but yeah. He said our preoccupation can undermine our performance at work and in school, as it not only takes our attention away from what we are doing, but also wastes time while we ruminate about things other than the task at hand. Mind wandering has an incalculable economic impact. So,
it's true.
How do you feel about that? Just distractions from life and little things and just... Oh my gosh. I really feel like I get what he's saying. I feel like leaving a kid in the car is a bit extreme, but I could see if
that has nothing to do with being
distracted. I think that might be depression or something. That's a bit. We just talk about distraction. Depression is a different topic. I think that was maybe a bad example. When I think of distraction, I mean, literally, like, let's say you want to do something with your business or your life, but you just want to be in the scene. You constantly going out. You're constantly doing this. You're constantly doing that. Maybe you want to spend more time with someone and you don't do it because you're focused more on work. Like that type of distraction. Like when is stuff becoming a distraction? So when is someone becoming a distraction, like a person in your life? When has someone like potentially been a distraction in your life? Like a person?
If they're stressing me out to the point where I'm... so, my mind is fixated on them to the point where, it's interfering with me getting my work done or me interfering with just any of my normal tasks, then that's when it's an issue. That's when you gotta go, or I gotta put you on ice because, especially being that I am my own boss, no one's telling me what to do besides me. No one's keeping me on track but me. So when I'm distracted, I feel it in my pockets. So I can't afford that. I can't afford that.
See? So yeah, that's definitely an example. Like sometimes you could get so distracted. Now you're not making money because you're so distracted. Somebody could get you so stressed out that you want to call out from work. You want to lay in your bed all day. You don't want to make your YouTube video. You don't want to do your podcast episode. Like those type of distractions. And it's really, like we've all been through that. Well, I don't want to say we've all been through it, but I've definitely had distractions on all spectrums of my life. I feel like friends, family, and relationships. Like I feel like with friends, sometimes you want to keep up with the Joneses and then you just constantly going out like all the time. And then you realize like, I haven't done this yet. I said I wanted to do this by this time. I haven't done that. I wanted to do this today, but I'd rather be out. I'd rather be playing around. I'd rather be partying. With family, the way I've been distracted by family is just by getting myself consumed in their problems. Because, you know, you love your family unconditionally. So if they tell you, like, something is happening in their life, you kind of get consumed with it because you feel like you need to help. And then you kind of just calling them every day, checking on them, and you want to keep up with the gossip, and now you just like, oh my God, like your head is like a whirlwind.
That's when it gets really, really difficult. Because when it's your family or another loved one, like say you're in a relationship, it's in your man or whatever, and they're going through something and they want to just tell you and they just want to keep talking about it, and it's just like, you feel like, well, that's what kind of your job, like as a loved one, you're supposed to be there to listen to them and stuff. But the other hand, like that shit really will mess with my own mental health.
Right, like
I can't and then I'll end up lashing back at you, and like now you're pissing me off because you just bringing me down, your energy, like.
Right, and then you really not focusing on yourself. You ever like focus so much on someone that you like, dang, I'm taking care of everybody. Who gonna take care of me?
Right.
If everybody around you is like so consumed and you the only one just taking care of everyone, who's taking care of you? Like, did you ever sit down, like, ever just deal with everybody's issues, and you realize, like, damn, ain't nobody check on me? Like, real talk. You ain't even checking on yourself. You like,
honestly, no, because when I'll never forget this. When I was a little girl, I don't remember exactly what happened, but like I asked my mother for something, or asked her to do something for me, and she said something like along the lines of, once I take care of me, then I'll take care of you, or something like that. Like,
wait. That's Indian shit. She's got Indian. That's so much Indian shit. You said once I take care of me, which one was that?
Something like that. Once I take care of me, then I'll be able to take care of you. I forgot what it was. Like, I don't know. It was something that was frivolous, something I didn't need. But she was basically saying, okay, once I handle what I gotta do for me, then I'll be able to take care of you. Because at the end of the day, like, you can't help anybody else until you yourself are helped. And that stuck with me. It stuck with me. So
that's important. I wish. Well, I mean, I've gotten way better with time with that type of stuff, but definitely I have consumed myself with other people's problems. Definitely, but that's a good way to look at it too. Like I've said that to somebody though. Like I remember somebody kept complaining to me, and I'm like, look, you asking me for help. Who gonna help me? Like real talk, because you. Hello. The other day, my mother gonna ask me, "Did you check on your brother?" I said, "Do you tell my brother to check on me? He got a whole wife." Let's talk about it. You always telling me to go check on him. Do you tell him to check on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like we often really, really do that. And what's the difference between a good distraction and a bad distraction? Because you can have somebody that's like real huge and impactful in your life, but it's good. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be a distraction. Well, you can have good. You know how you need somebody to deflect you from something that you dealing with that you really need to get away from.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really do. Some people think you need to be consumed with your problems, but there's certain things that you need to let go, and those are good distractions. Like somebody who could really just deflect you from what you're dealing with. Like, how would you know though?
Well, I feel like in that kind of situation, like, the thing that you're dealing with is the actual distraction. And then the person who's coming in to help you is where you need to focus. Because I feel like you have to follow your happy. So whatever's making you happy, that's what you need to focus on. And the things that are making you upset, those are distractions. So like, I mean, I know we all have priorities, and we all, if say, for instance, work is an issue. If work is an issue, that's tough. I can't really advise anybody on anything when it comes to work, because I work for myself. I can't really tell you to just drop everything and do that yourself as well. But if work is like making you, I don't know, feel like you don't want to wake up in the morning, but then you have your little boy toy who's like hitting you up and like, hey, let me take you out to eat, or let's go for a walk on the boardwalk or whatever, and then that makes you happy versus going to work, which makes you upset. So I'm not telling you that that you're supposed to go hang out with your boo thing, because that's where happiness is, and the work is not where happiness is. But I kind of am telling you to do that, because I feel like when you are happy, that's when you are able to get inspired, and that's when like certain like messages come to you. You're attracted to certain messages, and that's gonna redirect you. So maybe when you skipped work that day and you went to the boardwalk with Bae, maybe you ended up running into somebody who had an opportunity for you, who could like take you away from the job that you're in. I know a lot of people would probably think that I'm sounding like delusional or like kind of like woo woo, too spiritual, whatever. But I do believe in that kind of thing.
I feel like I agree. Definitely. Like, I was looking at like a post like Gary Vee made, and he was saying how like if you waking up in the morning, if you get excited every Friday, that's a problem. He said that. I think I agree, low-key. He said, because basically for the whole week, for the rest of your life, you doing something you unhappy with. That's not good. You shouldn't be happy every Friday. Like, I was like, I get it. So it's like, work could definitely be a distraction though, because sometimes you could come home, if you still thinking about something that happened at work, you gotta know when to stop. Like, you have to know when to stop. Like, there has to be a pause. There has to be a break. And like, for me, a good distraction, I agree. Like, somebody, like, they kind of distract you from everything. You don't want somebody that you're going to vent to sometimes, and they're just going to entertain you and gas you up and then thrill you out. You want somebody who's going to make resolutions, or somebody who's going to kind of like I said, deflect you from it. Like, to the point you don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, you start talking about something else. Like,
you completely forget.
You're like, oh my gosh, I'm not as upset as I was earlier until, I got around to this person. Like I said, can your family and your friends be a distraction? You ever have family or friends like kind of been a distraction in your life?
For the most part, no, honestly. But unless there's like a certain situation that happened. But as far as like in general, like, my family, they're not like, I don't know. There's not a lot of drama going on, but unless there's like maybe someone sick in the hospital or something like that, obviously that's not their fault that they're distracting me because of that. But that kind of thing could absolutely distract me. My friends, it could be a little distracting if like maybe I had a falling out with my friend, which doesn't really happen. But sometimes my friends beef with each other. That could be distracting. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, why are my friends beefing? Or if like more so not really friends and family so much, I don't know, but more so like dudes, if anything, is a dude.
Yeah, that was the next one. Like, when you ever had like a relationship, we all have relationship distractions. You know when somebody is healthy and just real unhealthy and just real toxic and just not good quality.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even that they're toxic and that they're not good quality, but sometimes they're just toxic for you, or they're not good quality for you. Like, you're not compatible. Sometimes that's really what it is. Yeah. But yeah, that's usually what we do for me. Like, if I'm in a relationship and it's not working out, or something's going on and it's just like I'm stressed out over it, that would have me like wasting the day. Or not wasting a whole day, but maybe wasting a lot of time because I'm just, like, moving slowly. I'm, like, daydreaming and just thinking, overthinking everything. And that would really distract me. But when now that my birthday is around the corner, I'm turning 28. I had to sit with myself and be like, Keisha, you about to be 28 years old. Mm-hmm. You have no time to. I'm not that 28 years old, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have time to be like stressing over that kind of thing. You're not in the place where you want to be yet, so you got to worry about that. And like, excuse me. And right now, I don't have any distractions, and it feels good. Like, for the first time in a long time, I can honestly say that. Like, it feels good to not have anybody, like, nobody checking up on me, seeing what I'm doing, seeing where I'm at, or like just, I don't know, just playing with my time. I don't have anybody doing that, and I feel free.
Yo, you know what's funny? I said that. I was like, I remember I was in a relationship and I was like, yo, I don't know what's better, being single or being in a relationship. When I'm freaking single, the only thing I argue about is what hairstyle I want. When you get in a relationship, you constantly arguing. You got to figure out this with this person. You got to do things with two people in mind. Like, if you about to pick up something to eat and you know you're about to go see him, you want to go grab him something. Like, it comes with so much, like, little things. And it's funny because a relationship can really be a distraction. Like, if y'all have a bad day or argument, like, it's way worse when you get upset with yourself. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Maybe because you did it. It's the same thing as, like, if you break something of mine, I'm going to be mad. If I break it, I'm going to be mad. But I did it. So it's like, you know? It's like, I feel like that's kind of the sense. Like, I was saying that. Like, I don't know if I was better with just being in by myself or with this crazy
You know what? Like, they say, like, I can do bad all by myself.
Pretty much.
If I can be struggling on my own, why am I with you struggling?
Exactly.
We're supposed to be helping each other out.
Exactly. What's the point of me being with you? You want to just drive me crazy? I'll do that on my own time.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So that's definitely what you need to know when there's a distraction in your life. If you just leveling up on your crazy, then you need to get it figured out. You should be at the same level of crazy, or it should be getting better. That's how I look at it. Like, that's when you know that somebody in your life, like, your relationship is becoming a problem. Like, when you literally, like, every other day, you just like, what's going to happen next? Or why is this happening? Or now you going into work thinking about that. Now when you going out to eat with your friends or something, you thinking about that. You about to cry. You about to shed a tear or something over him. Like, that's definitely when that person is a distraction, toxic, call it what you want it. Like, it's the hardest to get out of it when it gets to that point, though, I think. And that's the sad part.
It depends. I feel like
that's the sad part.
I feel like, you know, when you've gone through it a couple times, or you've gone through that situation a few times, then it gets easier. But like if you haven't experienced that exactly, you kind of just feel like, okay, maybe this is how it's supposed to go. Maybe I'm supposed to feel like this. Maybe like this is just like the growing pains of while we're developing the relationship. Maybe it's supposed to feel difficult like this, but then when eventually you realize, no, even if it's supposed to feel like this, I don't want to feel like this, so I'm gonna let it go. And then in the future, when you see the signs that you're not compatible, then you're able to leave sooner because you have the experience under your belt.
Have you ever been a distraction in someone's life? That's a hard question.
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like a good one or a bad one?
Both. But the thing is, But the thing is, I don't feel like I was, you know, trying to distract this person. I felt like this person was trying to distract themselves with me. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I've been a distraction in somebody's life. I guess. I never looked at it that way. I have a lot of growing up to do. Like, I'll say, too, the reason why I ask you that, because I feel like those are things you don't realize. When you distract somebody, you don't realize that you're a distraction. So I feel like when you get older, that's the only way you'll find out if you were. But I definitely could see what you're saying. Yeah. How you can be a distraction in somebody. You definitely are bad. That's a steep slope.
It's a slippery slope.
Slippery slope. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but but in those situations, it's not necessarily your fault because you don't really know that you are distracting them like at first, like until like maybe you really get to feel out the situation, then you were able to see, okay, I'm getting in the way, and he clearly wants me in the way. Mm-hmm. But if I'm getting in the way, it's like I gotta fall back. I don't want to be a distraction.
Yeah.
Like if you notice that you're kind of like maybe hindering somebody's productivity, if you getting in the way of someone's success, for instance, say you dating a dude and you know that he has like a 6-figure deal on the table, but he needs to be taking that time to put in that work to get that 6-figure deal, but he's hitting you up talking about, oh, Keisha, let's go to the Barclays Center and watch this game. And you say, yeah, okay, now you're knowingly being a distraction when you know he needs to be focused on that deal. But like sometimes, people, I might be getting off topic a little bit, but sometimes people self-sabotage and they want those distractions.
That's true. Mm-hmm. When you don't want to really make a decision or you really don't want to deal with something, that's another type of distraction too, when you just want it to happen. Like, you really don't want to deal with something, you don't want to make a decision, and you just like, whatever.
Have you done that?
I think I've definitely done something like that.
I've done that too, but I didn't realize that in the moment. I looked back and I was like, wow. You was absolutely self-sabotaging.
And that's low-key, too. Certain things like that, I was meant to bring that up with, like, distractions, too, is low-key manipulation. Like, manipulation could be played off as distractions, too. Like...
If someone's manipulating you?
If someone's manipulating you or you're manipulating someone, I feel like that could be distractions, too. Like, I can't...
Think of an example. I don't know what you mean.
How can I explain? Like... If somebody just spilling lies to you, it's just like a distraction just to get what they want or their way. Mm-hmm. In a sense, like, manipulative people could be distractions.
Oh, absolutely.
But we kind of got to know when we're being manipulated and when we're being distracted. I think there's a difference between the two, too.
That's true.
If it makes sense.
Because if you figure out that someone's manipulating you, then you need to cut them off altogether. But if you find out that someone's distracting you, you might just need to like put them on ice a little bit.
Right. Yeah. A manipulative person is somebody you really need to take out your life for real. Yeah. And distraction is, and you can talk through distractive things too, but some people don't really want to. If you can't accept what you're doing, if the person can't accept what they're doing, or you, because you might be a distraction, then you might have to cut that person off, right? Yeah, I would think so. Because, like me, I'll express myself to somebody, like, I feel like, lately you've been doing this and doing... Like I said in the beginning, the episode, like, one time I told the person, like, I'm busy taking care of you, who want to take care of me? And if they not really receptive to it, then it's like, okay, like, I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard. You just got to know your balance. Like, I definitely have little moments where I just take a break from everything and everyone and really try to refocus on myself.
And what are you doing in those moments?
Figuring out everything I want to do, figuring out how I want to get it together. But sometimes I get lonely easily, too, so it's kind of, like, hard. But when I step back and I refocus, I definitely become more productive. I think so.
That's good. But also, I don't want to make this sound like distractions are all bad, because they're not all the time.
No.
Like, I remember when I was doing therapy with through Talkspace, she was telling me that I forgot what it was exactly, but I was telling her that whatever coping mechanisms I have about whatever I was dealing with at the time, and I was like, that's not. I was asking her, like, is this bad that I do these things to cope? She's like, no, sometimes distractions are necessary, because if you are always consumed with whatever, you have to get done or whatever it is that's on the front of your mind, then that'll drive you crazy. So yeah, distractions are good. Sometimes. Yes. And when we're talking about the dudes, like you said, the manipulative people versus the distracting people, you want to get rid of the manipulative people. That's never good. But sometimes if it's, just a boy toy to call you on Friday evening when, like, you've finished doing all you want to do for the day, that's fine.
So basically to, like, weed out, first of all, too, we got to always hold ourselves accountable, because you could pick and choose, how to stay undistracted. So I feel like the top takeaways is that, always do this. I feel like the top takeaways from this episode, distractions is like, you definitely need to just give yourself time to just always step back. Number one, know when to just speak up. Like, for me too, I think a lot of people are bad with communication as well. Because you can really let somebody keep talking to you all the time, doing whatever they want to you, and you never said nothing and then want to call them a distraction. Are you into that distraction? Some people, it's a word for that. When you just like that toxic behavior, when you attract that type of energy.
Like, it's a word for that. A masochist? That? Like, that's people who like pain. It don't have to be sexual. No, it doesn't have to be sexual. Like,
that's not the topic today, Keisha.
That's not what you meant?
I don't think so.
I don't know what word you're looking for.
It's a word, like, people who just, like, really like that type of energy, like, they enjoy. I always felt like that, too. Like, at one point in my life, like, I really attract crazy people. Like, I like drama. People who are obsessed with that type of behavior. You know what I'm talking about? Can't relate.
No.
All right, so
I don't like that at all. I run the other direction.
I've been like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be open about that. Like,
I'm kind of bad with that because, like, I would look for the smallest sign of crazy, and if you give me the littlest sign of crazy, I'm like, out. He's crazy. That's me. I'm paranoid with that. There's a lot of crazies out there.
I got better with that lately. But me, if somebody is crazy, like, I always just want to be there for them because I just respect their crazy behavior. And I get it. This world is tough, and that's a whole nother topic.
That's a topic.
So definitely, I think we all just need to, like, you know, hopefully your biggest takeaways from this episode is just like, how does, you know, separate a distraction from your life and just ways to just step back and, you know, see what you could do. That's really all that you could always do. And always focus on yourself. You are your top priority. You are number one, like Keisha's mother said. What your mother told you? I got to do what I need to do for me before I can do what I need to do for you. You, for real, you need to be number one. Always. Like,
and I feel like once you're genuinely you're number one, then everything else falls into place. Naturally, you don't have to scratch and claw and beg and scream and holler. Things just fall into place when you put what your needs are first.
That's it. I feel like just always try your best to put yourself first. That's all. That's the only thing you can do. It's just self-love, self-preservation. Put yourself first in every situation in life, especially if you're single and you're doing it on your own. You should always be putting yourself number one. This is the best time to really, the feedback that I would give is just like, you know, you number one person in your life. So that was episode 4. Like I said, follow Keisha Charmaine. She was here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm a little buzzed. So, you know, cheers.
These people I be bringing up here be lightweights. Last week, Michelle was a little drunk. Now, this one talking about she drunk off of one glass. I can't be so bothered. But, lightweight city. Thank you guys for listening. And I'll be back with episode 5. See ya.